All right. Good evening, and welcome back to Three Swords Gaming as we continue our playthrough of the Guild Wars 2 personal story. We are in Season 4, which followed Path of Fire, and we are currently trying to figure out how to get the first spear, the commander, for lack of a better term, of the Sun Spears back from these pirates, from these corsairs, so that we can gain entrance to Farnar, which is it does appear here. There it is, right over here. So this is Farnar. We're trying to get over there. However, in order to do so, we need the help of First Spear Zaim. So
On your way, Outlander. Only ship's crew allowed on my docks.
oh
Wait,
well.
you're the dockmaster who helped me back in Amnoon Harbor.
I'm with the Order. Keep up.
Ah,
Well,
gosh,
if
keep
you're
up.
dead set and ready to do this, I'll let the pirates know you're here. Harley!
Harley! Harley! Harley!
That'll get you safe passage onto Saida's ship. Getting back, you're on your own.
All right, so thanks to some horrible Disney movies, we know that Parlay gives us safe passage to this ship.
What do you say we keep her and split the
What a
bounty
zinger.
right down the middle? Stand down. This one here's under parlay. You touch her, you'll feel the steel of the whole Sly crew.
Oh man. First mate Kiongo isn't playing around. Alright, let's go talk to Saida. So we have something of hers, right? We have this family coin, which should, in theory, indebt her to us, which is what's going to facilitate us getting access to First Spear Zaim, because he was handed off to Joko's minions by Saida in the first place. So let's talk to her about
You're
this.
the commander.
I am, in
You
fact,
built
yes.
quite the reputation. God killer, dragon slayer. You're worth more than the last 50 souls I handed over to Joko combined.
I left Joko in the domain of the lost. Whoever's paying bounties, it isn't him.
The bounty money's good. Who cares?
You're not handing me over to anyone.
Okay.
Where? How did you get that? That coin belongs to my family.
Which means you owe the commander.
You always have invisible people following you around, Commander?
Probably more than I realize. So, I give you the coin, you give me Zaim. Simple.
Not simple. I gave him to the Mordant Crescent an hour ago in exchange for the bounty.
Timing is everything. Know where they're holding him?
The jail in their great hall.
Your cozy relationship with the Morden Crescent Warden will be our ticket in.
We're not friends. I have to have something to give her.
Give her me. Drag me to the Great Hall and tell the Mordant Crescent you've come to claim my bounty. You'll get Margaret's coin, the bounty on my head, and credit for capturing me.
Ah, and once the Morden Crescent have you, they'll lock you up with Zaim.
I don't know. I mean, what if they kill you? How do I get my coin back then?
You're already getting my bounty. A gesture of good faith. Think of it as a down payment.
Or think of it as assurance that you won't double-cross us, if that helps. I'll leave you two to chat.
Find the brewmaster, Medi. Tell him we need a batch of his grog. We'll have to get the ingredients. Liquor from the alehounds, knuckle salve from Stonefist, and shrapnel from what's left of the powder keg crew. Word of caution. You'll probably be acquiring these things over someone's dead body. Possibly yours. As for the other ingredients, Medi can tell you where to find them outside the flotilla. Any questions?
Grog?
First rule of prison breaks. It's bad form to show up without a gift for your host.
Okay. Oh, you have more to talk about? I have questions, apparently. Tell me more about the grog.
All Medi brews up is legendary. It can knock out even the biggest corsair. Surprisingly, it smells and tastes just like any old strong ale, but it packs a serious punch. Not even an undead stomach can keep it down for long.
Why does each crew hold a different ingredient
It's
for this
for-
grog?
Let's call it insurance. There was one time we made the mistake of having a single Corsair guard all of the ingredients while we went out carousing. Woke up the next morning to find our pockets empty and the Corsair gone. Headed north to Vabi, apparently, with everything we had. After that, we made an old-fashioned accord to store each ingredient separately. That way, we all know who's brewing up a batch.
Huh, so I never really gave that serious consideration. I don't even know that I asked Saida those questions in the past. I wonder if when we get to Vabi, we will be able to find that person. No idea. No idea whatsoever. Okay, so we got a number of ingredients that we need to go hunting down. Before we go look for those first 3 ingredients, let's go talk to the grog guy, Medi over here, who apparently is old and has white dreadlocks. We'll talk to him about the other 3 ingredients for the grand total of 6 ingredients. And that way we can just hunt them all down without a break. Alright. Looking for goods or trouble? Both? I don't know. Saida sent me... Said you could help me obtain some special grog. Special, eh? Ain't never heard it called that before. Well, what do people normally call it? I don't know what people normally call it. Like, do I look like I belong here? Saida tell you the ingredients ain't easy to come by. You can go fetch them yourself, or I can set you up if you have something worth trading for. What are you asking in trade? A whole bunch of map currency. Not that interested. So, none of these are particularly difficult to get. And in fact, the cost of the skyclad mushroom, I assume it's because... So, Skyscale came out well after this chapter. With just the Springer, it can be a little bit annoying to chase down the skyclad mushroom. Ultimately, it's not that bad, and there's really no reason to pay the map currency. And we are not going to pay the map currency. But, you know, with Skyscale, it's immensely easy. So, tell me where to find the ingredients. Where's the fresh water? Okay, he told us where it is, so I'm not going to go through all the dialogue here. Mushrooms, yep, cool. Dried wheat, alright, good times. Let's get the stuff that's right here. And then we'll go get those 3 things that are a little bit further afield, if you will.
Ah, gotcha!
Jeez. So aggressive. That's what we get for taking people's fine aged liquor. Alright. So there is actually a military tradition involving grog. What, did I drink it? Why am I getting the splash drunk? I was recently... Oh, because one of those Corsairs hit me with it. So grog, at least in the U.S. Army Infantry, is when you have an event. It's called a dining in. And it's like a ball of sorts, but it's internal to the unit, so you don't bring, you know, your girlfriend or boyfriend or, you know, whatever it is that you have, your anime body pillow. You don't bring it. It's just the unit, and various officers within the unit each put in something into this grog. And there's like a ceremony to it, and they talk about what this thing that they're putting in the grog represents. I've seen it done well, where the grog was actually like really cool because it was all normal edible things, and the grog was, you know, was delicious and got you real schnockered real fast. You know, like the guy, you know, from the motor pool put in like Midori or something, but it kind of looks like, you know, Midori's got like that green quality to it, and it looks like, you know, antifreeze. Someone put in brown sugar, and it was meant to resemble sands of Afghanistan and so forth. That turned out pretty good. Quite tasty. I have heard about grog going horribly awry, where someone decides to throw some milk in there or something. That is less than optimal. Nobody wants milk in their grog, or, you know, whatever other nonsense is in there. Oftentimes, you know, whatever alcohol is added is like poured out of a combat boot and such things. But yes, so grog is there is a mill. Now that's not the origin of grog by any stretch of the imagination. We had to kill that guy, by the way, to get that Stonefist key to open up that chest. To get that. Okay, so we should have all three. Yeah, we got all three things from the pirates here. It really is that easy. We're going to head over this way to get the mushroom first. Normally being like the hardest thing to get. But again, not terribly difficult. Also, the mushroom is located in what is probably... definitely on this map, the area that is most populated with AFK farmers, and you know, I don't know. There are several spots throughout Season 4 that are really bad about it, so I'm not going to say it's like the worst of all the spots. Oh, look, that one died. Apparently they didn't have a good AFK farming build, I guess. Oh, you know why? It's because the map's rolling over. So that reset their whole, like, skill thing. So that's why they're dying. Because all their autocasts presumably were reset when the map rolled over. This person went through the trouble of going ahead and getting their minions set up again. So did these folks down here. There's a few of them down here. Different guilds. It's interesting. Anywho, we need to find the mushroom. And there they are. As well as a whole bunch of spiders. Not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. Alright. Got our mushroom. Let's get out of here. There were some diving goggles. Oh, there's a whole bunch over there. Good for them. It's good to see people playing the game as intended. Because that's what AFK farmers will tell you they're doing. They will tell you they're playing the game as intended. Which, like, is the kind of thing that, like, someone who claims to be a veteran because they played Call of Duty would say. Like, it's the same sort of... I must have already had that diving point. It's kind of that same mentality, right? Mentality being, you know, someone who's completely disconnected from reality. Alright, wheat and water. So the water is at the Astralarium. That's pretty obvious astral water. Not terribly hard to figure out, I imagine. And the wheat is down where we talked to, what was that priest's name? Cezir? Was that the priest's name? Wheat's over by him. Easy peasy. I was hoping to get on top of that airship. Looks like I'm not quite gonna get there without setting down again. What's that? Oh, that's the grog guy. The official grog master. I guess when we grab the water, we'll roll over to a new instance of the map. And take that very minor stat buff that comes with that. Alright, we got almost everything we need for the grog. The decision process behind Skyscale must have been fascinating. Like, someone in the room had to say, this is a completely game-breaking thing. And to some degree, like the mounts already kind of were, when compared to, you know, core Guild Wars 2 and even like Heart of Thorns and stuff. But Skyscale takes that like one step further. But at the same time, it is an immensely fun thing. And so that must have been the other side of the conversation, right? Is, all right, yeah, we recognize that, you know, a lot of content is going to kind of be rendered trivial by this, but it's so worth it because this is just like such a fun thing. I assume that's roughly how the conversation went down. I wouldn't actually know because I wasn't there. But I feel pretty safe in my assumptions. Which arrogant people always do, right? It's like a real good sign of a narcissist when they make assumptions and assume they're correct. Alright, get back to Medi. Did I know someone named Medi once? I feel like I did. Long time ago. Alright, where's the grog guy? Grog guy. Grogmaster? How about Grogmaster? I like that. Grogmaster, what's up? Well, scuttle me. Got a hold of all the ingredients. That's not an actual word, Maddie. I'm sorry, but of course neither is yeah. So, how long will it take you to brew a batch? Always keep a few kegs on hand. Doesn't that kind of run contrary to the whole thing that Saida was talking about? With, like, it being such a controlled thing?
Fighting in the hay. How many times do I have to remind you?
One more, apparently. Alright, let's give Saida the sly. Let's give her the grog. Which you can't see us. So we'll see the grog in a minute when we enter the instance. Big old barrel, several barrels I recall, of grog. Yet we are not carrying anything right now. I would not have been opposed, considering it's just a short walk from right over here, where we got the grog, to right here, if they'd have like given us a barrel to carry over, something like that.
Here's the grog from Medi. Care to share how exactly this fits into the plan?
Second rule of prison breaks. Combat's always easier when your opponent sleeps through it.
Fair. But even with guards incapacitated, there's a whole garrison of troops outside.
Leave that to me, Commander. I'll be stationed outside with the cavalry.
Meet me outside the Great Hall when you're ready to start your suicidal plan. And you. Next time you appear on my ship without warning, be advised that I will kill you. And I will enjoy it.
Yeah, so that does continue the meme of Agent Keto and like him being some kind of Inspector Gadget super spy, when it would be a lot more satisfying. Like if he just came walking up and was like, "Commander, I heard you were here," that would again like speak to his far reach and his sources, instead of him just appearing out of thin air and being like, "Oh, I'm a ninja." Like it's so stupid. Do we have new questions? No, we don't. None of that is that interesting to where we're going to take the time to delve into it. All right. Let's go to the Great Hall. Let's get Zaim back. We might actually have time to finish this chapter today. I did not think we would. Given my work schedule, it's a lot more restrictive than my not working schedule. I was still pulling a paycheck, of course. I was just pulling a paycheck for doing nothing, burning a whole bunch of what civilians would call vacation days as part of my retirement. But now I actually have to work for my money. It's an outrage. An outrage, I say. As a veteran, I'm supposed to feel entitled to getting things for doing nothing, right? Isn't that what veterans do these days? They just assume that everything will be given to them because once upon a time they went to war. The idea that I have to work, I'm supposed to find that offensive, right? Let's go find Zaim. Alright, so now we see the grog. There's 1, 2, 3 barrels, including the first mate. First mate's carrying a barrel.
Luck.
Why are we even here? There's no sign of your Shadows agent or his cavalry yet.
I trust Keto. The cavalry will be
I don't.
here.
I don't trust Keto.
Captain, these casks are getting heavy.
Well, I have my crew in position. Enough of Medi's grog to fell a Hydra. And a little something for you.
So why did Saida make her first mate carry a barrel, and then the first mate is the one complaining? Like, what is going on with the whole Sly Corsairs, like, rank structure and command hierarchy, that the first mate is made to do menial tasks and then whines about it? It's outrageous.
Do you have my coin?
You'll get it when we have Zaim out safe.
My back.
Okay. Time to hand you over to the people who want you dead.
Having said that, her dialogue is, like, truly enjoyable. I do really like it. I have no problem with it. I have no problem with it being the first mate. It's just goofy, that's all. But it is fun. I do like how the animation for the commander to be like... So we don't actually have any manacles on, which is interesting since they do have a skin for manacles. I have it on my main account. I like it, actually. I like the skin. I think it was a Halloween skin, so it should be available again in a few months. Having said that, you know, I like the way they had the hands, the head down. Like, this is a cool setup. I think they did a good job. Not sure why they didn't just, you know, maybe they don't, maybe that's not something that they have written in to the code easily to change your skins, but they must, because it's going to change our skins here in a minute. I don't know. It's a mystery to me. Let's get started.
Oi! Captain Saida the Sly, requesting entrance. I come with gifts. Come on, pick up the pace. Miserable excuse for a hero. The warden hasn't got all day.
Is this what undead do? They just shamble around, like when they're not under orders. All these awakened, just like shambling. There's no better verb for what's happening here than shambling.
Back for more, Captain Saida. The Sunspear's bounty wasn't enough for you?
I only live to give Joko what he wants, Warden Amala. Praise Joko.
Praise Joko.
And there's nothing he wants more than the Tyrian hero in the flesh.
Well, I'll be a scarab's breakfast. How did you and your drunken wharf rats manage this?
Sorry, Warden. Captain's gotta have her secrets.
Fine. I'll have the gold brought to the front hall. Take it and go. Now.
Without drinking a toast to the most magnificent Palawa Joko? Wonder what he'd do if he heard you refuse to honor him. We've brought you the finest grog found outside the pleasure halls of Vabi, just for this purpose.
It's very heavy.
One toast. To honor the most glorious Palawa Joko.
Commander, it's Tiny. Are you there?
Wait, what's that? Quiet, prisoner!
Oh, Timey and her stupid communicator ruined everything. So, in fairness, this was a stupid plan to begin with. I don't know why, like, everything from video games to James Bond movies, like, features getting captured as a good plan.
Not now, Timey.
Ah, grog. Sleep it off, then.
Alright, see, so it did change our skins.
Wait.
And, in fact, did it put
What
manacles on
happened?
us? No, just rags.
Cells of the Morden Crescent Great Hall. Keep it down over there.
Are you Zaim? The hero of Istan?
That is what people call me, yes. And who are you?
People call me the hero of Tyria.
Oh, the famous commander. Agent Keto told us tales of how the two of you killed Balthazar.
Nonsense. Joko killed that Balthazar. He told us so himself.
I'm here to rescue you.
And how is that going?
It is better. Oh.
According to plan, believe it or not. Now we need to find a way out.
It's no use. I've tried everything.
Okay, so I like what they did here.
Sun spears. Gonna check it out.
My people are here?
A friend is bringing some help from the outside.
Alright, are we done with dialogue? So, they leave a bunch of different things here. And depending on your class, so in this case we're a ranger, right? So there is a... how do we still have dialogue? Shut up, Zaim. So depending on your class, there is a mechanism for getting out of this. And I like that. I like that they added this, business with the class. So, alright, the stones aren't of any help to us. Foul waters of no help to us. The remains...
I've tried everything on this lock.
Shut up, Zaim. This round fragment could work as a summoning horn. Okay, so keep in mind we're a ranger. So now we have a skill because we took this fragment of bone from this dead body. I don't know what bone that is. It is the horn bone.
Also killed 2 elder dragons?
So this thing about like Keto and us doing these things together, there's a running Guild Wars 2 gag where like people take credit for like participating with the commander, and it's kind of stupid. It's a stupid thing, completely unnecessary. So what skill did he give us? Vermin Call. Summon a swarm. Shut up, Simon. Summon a swarm of fetid insects in a cone to jam the tumblers in a lock. So let's kind of aim for cell door lock. Try out the skill. Apparently rangers not only can get like deer and tigers,
The jailer has the keys on his belt.
but also insects. Now I want a pet insect. Well, I guess you can get a pet insect, right? You can get like devourers and spiders and stuff like that. All right.
I'm going to get us out of here. And then I need you to get me into Farinor.
That's a tall order. One thing at a time.
Yeah, that is fair. For once, Zaim said something that made sense. Maybe we should get out of here before we worry about Farinor.
Thank you. Hero of the Morden Crescent Great Hall.
Yeah, take it easy with that hero business. All right, so we get our gear back.
Damn, my communicator's not here. So, can you get me into Farinor?
As I said, one thing at a time. Why don't we get out of here first?
Good plan. I kind of like this room. I like all the hanging cages, and of course we see these in like Skyrim as well, right? It's not like not unique to Guild Wars 2, but it's fun. This room is cool, and I like it. All right, so I already got the achievement on my 0-0 playthrough of making it through here without being detected, which is a good thing because we just got detected. Not a big deal. Ultimately, we'll go ahead and just kill a bunch of dudes. Is there another achievement for killing all the guards in here? Maybe not. Maybe I'm imagining that. As soon as I started to say it, I began to question it. I don't think there is. Oh, do these guys... Those guys aren't even targetable. That's some nonsense. We're out of here. I don't want anything more to do with that. Alright. In just a moment, again, not a fan of timing. I don't like what her character brings to the story. But her voice acting, in this instance, really good. The voice actor for Tommy might be the best voice actor in the game, honestly.
Commander, please. Are you there?
Timey?
You've got me. I need you.
I'm coming, Timey.
expect it from you, Commander. But Saida, Joker would not approve.
Not
Who needs
approve.
approval when I've got his gold?
Oh no! He's coming!
Where is she?
He commands that you must die.
Alright. And we'll continue throughout this fight. Pay attention. I'll try not to talk over it. We will continue to get that from Timey as the fight goes on, intermittently. And it's really good. Great voice acting, regardless of whether it's good or bad within the story.
Feel the fury.
We heal as one. Strength of the pack.
Reflection.
Hurry, Commander!
Feel the fury.
Where are you?
Now, what we don't necessarily recognize here is, but what we would recognize if you do like the Twilight Oasis fractal, is that Amala here, who is also the final boss on that fractal, is going through skills granted by various human gods. See, that was like a Grenth skill. The flame skill that we see with like the triangle-shaped AoEs is a Balthazar skill, so on and so forth. The Lissa skill is when she creates all the clones. That should be obvious, I think.
Commander, why aren't you answering?
Balthazar. Oop, I did a very bad job of that.
Don't have enough energy. I feel good.
We heal as one.
Sweet release.
Timey! Timey, where are you?
Commander, I think it's the city from Aureen's vision. Oh no, he's coming.
Who? Who's got you, Timey?
No, no, stay away, please.
Your turn, little one.
No, it can't be.
Joker. Sounds like he has a friend of yours. I suppose you'll want help saving her next.
Not from you, Commander. This pirate is the one who sold me to Joko.
Relax, Sunspear. You'd never pay me twice for the same merchandise.
We don't have time for this. My friend is in that sick lich's hands. I have to help her.
Fine. There is one matter outstanding, however.
Alright, so we'll give Saida her coin, I guess.
Take your damn coin.
attitude is touching.
Weird that a pirate would care, but okay.
That's my cue to get out of here. I suggest you do the same.
Don't get me wrong. Said is not the worst character in the game. They'll use her some more as we move on. And it's not terrible. I don't know if she's in the pantheon of my favorite characters. If it is in fact a pantheon. Is it a pantheon? I don't know. Alright, so now we just gotta kill a horde of Awakened. But of course we got the help of the quote-unquote cavalry here, so yay, go team. Sun spears all over the place. And we got the help of Irene. Look at that. That's what that is. You really can't mess this part up, by the way. I mean, I suppose you could die if you really like put some effort into dying, but all these folks are gonna get killed by Irene and the Sun Spears if you don't do anything at all. And look, Ritlock, Canuck. I don't remember if Casimir's here. Here's Ritlock and Canuck.
Commander, I heard you pulled a Thackeray and got yourself captured. Is that the Spear Marshal?
We've got new problems. Joko's back, and he's got Timey at Farinor.
Orine's vision. He has Timey. Let's go. I'll prepare the Sun Spears to reclaim Champion's Dawn. Then I'll meet you at the old dock at Isner Bay. Sun Spears! Let's liberate Champion's Dawn!
Orine, if you can hear me, please protect them.
You know what? I've been using the wrong rank for Zaim. I was calling him First Spear. He's a Spear Marshal. He's using the wrong Sun Spear ranks. I don't know of anywhere where it specifies like what ranks are what within the Sun Spears. But those are two ranks that we specifically see like mentioned. And I used the wrong one. My apologies to Zaim. How disappointing that must be for him. Alright. So, I am not, actually, after giving it some thought, going to do... Oh, this is like a... There's like a puzzle here. Portal to portal to kind of take, find your way through all this with these sand jackal portal things. Definitely not something I have a lot of interest in, but in case you're wondering. So I am not going to do Farinor tonight. Because it is quite a lengthy instance, and I don't feel inclined to do it. Goodness, excuse me. Wow, there you go. You tuned in for video games, and you got sneeze as well. It's like a bonus. So we're gonna go ahead and tee this up, and then we'll pursue it later this week. And I'm kind of going around in circles because the entrance is all the way at the... There we go. That's the direction I wanted to go. Down at the lowest level. We got to get out to the sea over here and then enter. It's down at sea level. And we are still not at sea level. What's going on here? Is that an Asura gate? That is 100% an Asura gate. I don't remember noticing this before. Certainly I've seen it before. I've been all over the map. These days exploring like the Season 4 maps can kind of be a turn-off for a few reasons. So I don't do it very often. And, I mean, once you've explored a map, it loses its charm, right? We'll get another one tomorrow. Quite excited. I don't expect the second half of Gaia Delve to be particularly... I consider the whole Gaia Delve experience to be filler while they figure out what they're doing next. But new content is like always welcome. So, we'll take it. We will take it. All right.
All mine.
So let's wrap it up here. We went and we rescued Spear Marshal Zaim, but in order to do that, we had to gather a bunch of ingredients and make booze. And everybody likes making booze. In fact, we made grog, much like I talked about how the in the infantry used to make grog for a particular ceremony. And we made that by pouring a bunch of junk together, and apparently that's what the Corsairs do as well. So we poured a bunch of junk together, rescued Spear Marshal Zaim, but apparently Tommy is in a state of crisis. And we care about that, right? Because she's one of our little minions in our guild. So when we come back next time, we will be figuring out what exactly the nature of Tommy's crisis is and presumably extricating her from her crisis. So later on this week, we'll pick it up there and we will continue to move forward in Season 4. Thank you and have a good evening.